Here's how you can activate Lockdown Browser for your students. If you're going to do this, my suggestion is you have them take a practice quiz first, because in order for them to use Lockdown Browser, they have to download it onto their machine to their computer, which will automatically occur when they take the first quiz with Lockdown Browser. So some of them may already have it from previous classes, or some of them may not. Another thing about using the Lockdown Browser is it is not compatible with a Chromebook. So if you have a student that has a Chromebook, the Lockdown Browser will not work for them. That's just something to keep in mind. They also are not able to use their phones or other mobile devices aside from an iPad. So I'm going to show you how to set this up. They really should be using a desktop or a laptop to be taking their quizzes if you're going to use the Lockdown Browser. The only mobile device that is compatible with it is an iPad. So here's how you set it up. First, you would write your quiz. Once you know what quiz it is you want to use the Lockdown Browser for, you actually have to activate it up here. So don't open the quiz. Go up to where you see Manage Quizzes, follow my mouse, Question Library, Statistics, and then Lockdown Browser. Click on the Lockdown Browser tab, and you'll have a video that will show up here that will talk about the Lockdown Browser and such. I've already used it, so I don't have that show up, but normally you would have a video that shows up when you initially started and tells you about it. All you do is go to the quiz that you want to put the Lockdown Browser on and click on Settings, and you can click Require Lockdown Browser. If you want to require, in addition to that, require a password, you can put a password setting in here. If you know a student is going to be doing this on an iPad, you can go to Advanced Settings, and you can select from the Advanced Settings. You can lock them into the browser until the exam is complete, so they can't use anything else, which is usually what I do. You can allow students to take it on an iPad. Some faculty will allow that, some won't. I would go ahead and allow it because you may have students that are sharing resources with other people, so they may have to use an iPad while someone's using their computer. If you want them to be able to access specific web domains, you can provide an explanation of that. You can go ahead and allow that, and it'll usually have you list the actual web domains. You can enable a calculator, so for some math courses they may want the students to have a calculator, and it can be either a standard or scientific, or you can allow them to print if you want from the Respondus toolbar. Usually I just lock students into the browser and they can't leave until they submit the exam. Once the exam is submitted, then everything is freed up and they're good to go. Just click Save and Close. And now you can see over on the right that the Lockdown Browser is required. So if you're going to have your students do this, my suggestion is give them a 1-question practice quiz first, just so they have a quiz to open and upload the Respondus browser on there. For every quiz that you're going to require the Lockdown Browser, you have to come in here and you have to activate it. Once that's done, you can go and check that it's on your quiz. So go back to your Manage Quizzes. I'll find that quiz 3. It's actually an older quiz. These are all past quizzes. Oh, I don't have it loaded on here. But you can, it's hidden. You can go to the quiz and it'll show a little 3-prong type of icon over here, and it will it'll show you that Respondus is required on that particular quiz. Let's see if I can't find that quiz. I'd like to show you that. There we go. Yeah, so these all have keys here. This usually indicates that your Lockdown Browser is required for that. There it is, right here. So it requires Respondus Lockdown Browser. So as long as you see that next to that quiz, then you know that the browser is required. So I hope that helps. Again, if you have any other questions, go ahead and let me know. Have a good night.